So we continue with our pronunciation guide. So we just went over on the model vowel or plain vowel. So there are actually 4 different types of vowels, which again, let me pull up the book so you guys can follow along. So here we go. So we're going to go to 3.3 about more vowel pronunciation. So it's on page 29, as you guys consider. So as we just talked about the modal vowels, right, that some of the pronunciation of the vowel is represented in the brackets with 2 vowels. So now we're going to look at the breathy vowels, and sounds like an ordinary vowel combined with a sound similar as in English with H. So if you, for the first word, just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, is that you see that word right here, which is in English is Greece, but in Spanish, I'm sorry, in Zapotec, we say za. I don't know if you guys saw now. The breathiness that you guys heard, it is represented by an H there. So you can see right here on the left column, the very first column, there is the representation of the vowel A. So we have A, and then the H represent the breathiness of it, okay? And of course, there are variations of breathiness, but for right now, we're just going to be focusing on this vowel H words. And I hope that makes sense. So the breathy vowels, the vocal cords vibrate while remaining apart. So it's just like a release, right? Like when you're done with the day, I don't know, a lot of stress, and you just let the stress go, like, So if I'm going to say these words on the second column, and then you guys just listen, and hopefully that you can hear the breathiness of it. So later we're going to talk about this elongated breathiness, but for right now, as I said, you know, it's just what I would call a short breathy vowel. So I hope you can hear the breathy on this, on the next word. So for the brother of a female, it is pets. Okay, so, and if you on the pronunciation guide, on the last column, and right here, my cursor is. So that's the whole word. So again, just listen to the word bets. Again, bets. And then the next one, it's they, G. Okay. And jealous, nilo. Nilo. And the last word is njum. Njum. Although we're just focusing on the vowels, on the breathy vowels right now, but the remember that we went over the consonants, and the NG is very nasal. So if you guys can hear the UHE and then the nasal NG, so pay attention, please. So it's njum. So I'm gonna say these words again, and I would really like you to join me. So I'll say them twice, and then I'll give you some space there, and you can either say it along with me, or you can say on the space that on the pause that I'm gonna make. Okay, so one more time, starting from the top. Greece, za, za. Next, bets, bets. Next, J, J. Next one, Nilo, Nilo. And the last one on that one is Njum, Njum. So as you guys can see, this is an example for the A, E, I, O, and U breathy words. So, and as we go along, that you guys will notice that there is the amount of breathiness is going to vary according to the words and also in the way in which speaker pronounces it. We, in a community such as mine, San Lucas Gavini, again, this is the word of San Lucas Gavini, even among the committee members, there is a difference in the way we pronounce these words in terms of breathiness, right? So in other communities, we can find these words, breathy words as well. But also in some of the communities from the Valley, they might have, may not have the breathy vowels. And so it would vary from person to person and from community to community. So just so you guys can be aware, okay? So just try your best to do the breathy sounds, and then I'll just will keep repeating it, and then it will come into other, you will hear in the other words as well. So, and then here on page, let's see, at the top of the page 30, we have a different type of breathy sounds, which those are longer, as you can see on the pronunciation guide, right? So we saw, previously, we saw one vowel H. So this is vowel H, which means it's a longer breathy vowel. So for drives, we say rsa, rsa. Next word, the. Air, b, face, lo, lo. And lastly with the U, soil or dirt, or you. So as you guys can, hopefully you can hear, and we can come back to that. Or if you want to, you can just listen to the first word, which is AH, grease. And then we'll, hopefully you guys could hear the difference between grease and drive. So for grease, we had on page 29, we had za, za, and compare it to rsa, rsa. The breathiness on the drives, rsa, it's longer than za, right? Or if we look at bats, compare that to dust or powder. So I'll say the first one, the brother, which is bats. And now you guys can hear they. And then the I on page 3, which is a single vowel H with the I, it's G. And air is B. And then the next one with the O, it's or jealous, nilo. And face is lo. And then the last one that we're going to compare from page 29, it's the word is hard or njum. And then the soil is you. So I hope that you guys can hear that pattern with the one breathy word and then two breathy words, as I just pronounced them, going from one vowel breathy or and then the other one with the longer breathy vowel. So, and then we have, if we just compare these two next words, they have differences because they have, both of them have two in the on the pronunciation guide, right? On the brackets, we have two vowels together, but one is vowel, and the other was vowel H. And hopefully by now you guys can recognize that what an H means with a vowel. So the first one is just plain vowel, right? So we're gonna pronounce that, and it is pronounced like zoo, zoo. And remember that the plain vowel does not change, goes up or down, just stays the same. Okay, so for flies, it's two used, but it has an H in it, so it means that's a long breathy vowel. So that's zoo, zoo. One more time, zoo, 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 zoo. And then on the next example, we have another comparison. The difference between single and double breathy vowels is only one length, right? So in Zapotec sentences and phrases, double breathy vowels are often replaced by single breathy vowels, as in the following example. So if we say whose face, tulo, tulo. And then if we say their faces, right? So we say loreng, loreng. So we lose the second vowel, breathy vowel there. So if you can listen carefully to this pair, to this example, actually, so you can hear the difference in terms of breathiness, how on the first word, the second breathy vowel is lost when we add something else to it. So listen carefully, please. Whose face? Tulo, tulo. Their faces. Loreng, loreng. So just focus on the vowels. Okay, so welcome back to this again and again. And as I said earlier, that, just listening to these examples, listening to me speaking or saying the words, I hope that with time you can begin to hear the differences and also emulate them. And just please repeat after me, and then so you can not only say them, but also identify these long breathy vowels and then short breathy vowels. I know it is hard. Probably some of you, it's the first time you ever taken a course in a language that has tones. So this is, as we've seen, two types of vowels so far. So just to remind you guys, the first one was the modal vowels or plain vowels that doesn't change, right? So that's, for example, reloj, right? So, or café, that doesn't change. And then now this is the second vowels that we are looking at, which is the breathy vowels, that it has a short breathy vowels and also a long breathy vowels. But we'll come back to that again and again. So for now, let's stop here, and then I will talk about the check vowels next. And as I said in this section, that there are 4 types of vowels in Valley Zapotec. So just to remind you, which is the plain and modal, which is, you'll see it on the pronunciation guide in the brackets, which like, or it's represented with a P, I'm sorry. So it's the plain vowels, just a P. And then we find the breathy vowels, and then we are going to look at the check vowels, and then lastly, we're going to be looking at the creaky vowels. So I bear with me, and then hopefully you guys can hear all the different types of vowels that we have, and then we're on our way, just to introduce sentences and other good things. All right.